Alright, another Nin game here. This guy was advertising his deck as being quote-unquote decent, so I figured I'd get a decent match out of it. He's playing Sen Triplets. Let's see here. Well, I'm not sure why I don't see the crawl here. It doesn't matter. Anyway, he goes first. I have a fairly mediocre hand, but I do have Vandal Blast, which is the main reason why I keep this hand. I also have Fabricate, so if I get one more land, I've got the ability to go get Mana Crypt. But he's going first. We have a very asymmetrical start. I'd say that my hand here is about as borderline as it can get and still be keepable. I have no idea where to put my hand. I don't know why the replays now appear up there. Fire Ice is a nice draw, though. It gives me some stalling time and the ability to draw another land. I'm not sure why he plays a Mox Diamond here, but he chooses to. Alright, so things are looking pretty grim now. The option to Impulse. Wish I could actually see what I'm doing here. Oh, there it is. Okay. The option to Impulse at end of turn, but I figure that slowing him down and tapping the Mox Diamond is superior to that. So I go for that play. Draw another spell. So now it's looking really bad. We're already down, what, 6-2? Let's not worry about that. Down 6-2, and full hand of cards. But I do top deck Soul Ring like a champion. Thankfully, he has no counters for it, which is weird, actually. I'm almost certain he actually does have a counterspell in his hand, although I guess later on, based on what I see, it's possible he doesn't. I know he definitely has at least Demonic Tutor, so the tapping of the Mox play was really, really fortuitous there. And I consider, after playing Soul Ring, fabricating for something like Mana Crypt, but what I really want to do is get a second blue mana to turn on Spell Crumple and Treachery for if he presumably casts his Sen Triplets next turn, and sure enough, the Sulfur Fall shows up. So I'm happy to get that. Also, it gets me into the range of Vandal Blasting him. So my real hope here is that he taps out and casts his Sen Triplets right here, and I can do naughty things. I would probably just Vandal Blast this whole board rather than bothering to Treachery. But he Demonic Tutors for Jace. Not what you ever want to see when you've got no offense of any kind. Oddly enough, though, he chooses to Fate Seal me, even though he only has 2 land in hand, which surprises me quite a bit, given that minus his artifacts, his mana position is pretty precarious. So there has seldom been a better opportunity for Vandal Blast than that. Soul Ring, Mox Diamond, Marble Diamond gone, down to just 2 land. Fate Seals me again, so I guess he's at this point sitting on counters and hopes to just win with the Jace the Mind Sculptor. I draw another land, which is great. Play that thing. Cast Nin. He has a Hinder, which of course I have to Spell Crumple. So I'm really certain he's going to stop Fate Sealing, but he does it anyway. I mean, worst case scenario, I could just start attacking with Nin, and he could only build this thing up 1 turn at a time. But I guess he doesn't know I have Tidings. But he has Swords, which is fine. So I play another land and cast Tidings to play around possible counter mana leak. And seeing that, I could sit on Rewind, but obviously against the Fate Sealing Jace, you can't really sit tight. So I'm going to just put out Simulacrum and start attacking Jace to keep it even. And this time he does the right thing and draws. Amnesia. So I think for a while here actually about holding off on Amnesia and just redeploying Nin. But I figure he's probably got at least one more counter in hand. So I'd rather kind of bait that. I probably wouldn't even fight over the Amnesia, given how low his mana is. So he's got Snapcaster Mage. And since that gets him Swords to Plowshares, which stops Simulacrum from beating on the Jace, I have to rewind, even though I don't really want to. And he's got Path to Exile too. That was pretty bad Amnesia. And he's got Lightning Greaves. But that's okay, because the coast is clear. So seeing Muddle on top, I now have a really nice answer for Jace. And so I'm just going to play Nin, keep him busy. I figure here he's just going to, worst case scenario, he'll probably just bounce Nin, but that'll at least keep the Jace completely occupied. And he's got Gilded Drake. Pretty good combo with Jace the Mind Sculptor. There's the Condescend. So definitely it's time to just Cyclonic Rift with Overload. I get my Nin back, reset Jace. So I'm really hoping he doesn't have a land here and he just replays his Jace the Mind Sculptor and I get to Condescend it. But he does have a land. And instead of playing Jace, he casts this, which is a huge mistake in my opinion. Granted, he doesn't know I have Treachery in hand. I'm just going to tap a bunch of mana, steal that guy. Play Tezzeret. And my plan here at this point is to just go for the Crucible Strip Mine play. Get Expedition Map. Destroy the Drowned Catacomb. Next turn, fetch the Crucible, win game. With Fabricate and untap stuff. But unfortunately, I decided to just pay 2 for that. Not sure why. Get a Strip Mine, kill his land. Cast this guy. So he doesn't know I have Fabricate, so even if he does a little Gilded Drake thing to steal a guy, I can just go get Shackles if I want to. And Flametongue Kabu shows up to even solve that problem preemptively. Flametongue comes down and kills that guy. The mana floating, I draw 2 extra here. The deck just delivered everything that was needed in very timely fashion. Getting Crucible here is so decadent. And that is all she wrote. Not really a terribly close game. It's just obviously a comeback, given that he had 6 mana to my 2 and played Jace. But I feel like he made a couple of dubious decisions. I think that Fate Sealing me was a little bit greedy and wound up totally costing him the game. I think if he had solidified his position a little bit with Jace, instead of Fate Sealing, he could have stopped some stuff and possibly won the game. Anyway, a little quick replay. See you later.